Excellent!
What's up guys, welcome back to Paul's Hardware. Today I'm going to be building a computer, which is pretty normal for my channel, but today's build is a little special because I'm actually going to be shipping this directly to a very special person as soon as I finish assembling it. His name is Travis, and he goes by Shellback Tech on Twitter, and he does charity builds for disabled veterans, which I thought was a very honorable cause, and I've checked out some of his stuff. He does some really nice systems. The system I'm putting together today is going to be sort of a mid-range system. It's pretty decent, but these are all just parts that I already had here. I didn't reach out for sponsorship or vendor support or anything like that. I just wanted to get something up and running for Travis because he's actually been trying to reach out to quite a few tech YouTubers just to sort of get the word out there for what he does, and I have sort of been putting him off, and that's because I wanted it to be a surprise. So I need to give a huge shout out to Chris, or CCM1092 on Twitter, who is a longtime follower. He has helped me coordinate this, get me in touch so I can ship this to Travis. And Travis, if you're watching this right now and this is the first time seeing this and knowing that I am doing this, surprise! I guess. I don't know what more to add beyond that, but I'm sure you will find an appropriate, suitable home for this system. It's pretty good, so let's go over the parts. Here is everything that we're working with today. We've got the entire system kitted out. There are some expansion options still in there because the case that we're using is the NZXT H510 Elite. So you get the Elite version of this. It comes with a couple 140mm NZXT Air fans in the front, which have RGB LEDs and are controllable with the NZXT Hue software, and you also get the little Hue hub that you can connect everything to in there as well. The graphics card is pretty nice. This is last generation, but it is still super powerful. The GTX 1070 Ti. This is the MSI titanium version, which I think is one of their cleanest designs. It's pretty much silver aesthetic as well as a silver backplate, which you should be able to get a decent look at through the tempered glass side panel window. For a processor, we're going with the AMD Ryzen 5 2600X, which is 6 cores and 12 threads and has a very nice boost clock, single core performance. Not quite up there with the 3000 series, but I do still have a lot to do with my 3000 series CPUs that I have on hand, so this will get you by just fine with plenty of room for streaming, gaming, and doing anything else you might want to throw at it. We've also got some storage up on top here. This is just an Intel 600 series 512 gig NVMe SSD. For our memory, we're using a G.Skill Flare X kit, so this is guaranteed to work with Ryzen. This is a 3200 speed kit, cast latency 14. This is actually a really solid kit to use with Ryzen, especially with 2nd gen. For power supply, we've got the EVGA 650GQ. It's 80 plus gold rated. It is partially modular, but it's modular in the important places. And it's got all black cabling, which is nice. And bonus, I thought I had lost the box for this, which included the rest of the modular cables, but I found it. Hooray! So the box will be included too. Oh, it got a little dusty. In case whoever ends up with this system wants to expand it, because it's good to have those cables if you want to do that. Finally, the motherboard holding everything together is going to be the Asus ROG Strix X370-F Gaming, which is a pretty decent X370 motherboard, and I will be, of course, making sure to update this so you'll have compatibility with the 2000 series as well as the 3000 series of processors, because this build could easily be upgraded to the 3000 series in the future if the person who ends up with it so desires. So that's what we're working with today, guys. I think this is going to be a super clean and nice looking build. Step one is going to be, of course, motherboard BIOS update, and then we'll get everything assembled in the case. I was double checking this motherboard to see what features it had. It does not appear to have USB BIOS flashback, although it does have that cool Asus thing they did with some 300 series motherboards where it has AM3 and AM4 mounts for coolers. Kind of convenient. Still going with the AM4 mount because we are just going with the stock heatsink fan, and that's because these are very good for shipping. Other than this, I would have to use an AIO, and I didn't seem to have one handy that was going to be a good fit for this build. That said though, because I really am not sure which BIOS this motherboard currently has, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to install this 1500X processor that will allow us to get up and running and update the BIOS to make sure we're up to the newest one that supports 2000 and 3000 series Ryzen CPUs. Our test configuration is set up. Power switch is on. Panel. Oh, you plugged in the display port to the motherboard, Joe. Common mistake here. Joe's giving himself a hard time, but this processor does not have integrated graphics. For that, you need one of the Ryzen APUs, like a 2200G or 2400G, or 3200G or 3400G. Then you could use the video outs on the motherboard. We need the video out from the graphics card. There we go. Yay! So So here's our current BIOS information. We're on version 0808, 6/20/2017. We know that the Ryzen 2000 series launched in about April 2018, so this BIOS probably does not know what the Ryzen 2000 series is, so we better update it. The latest version that I downloaded is 5204, which is from August 8th, just about 3 weeks ago. But let's see if it does the exact same thing that the other motherboard was doing. Oh, never mind, it worked.
It's gonna take a while.
It might take a few minutes, yeah. And we are successful. We've updated BIOS version 5204. Build date is July 29th, so about a month ago. But thanks ASUS for the update. This motherboard now supports Ryzen 3rd Gen and 2nd Gen too. Well, there it is, you guys. This system has been assembled. And I would say it looks pretty nice, actually. Pretty clean. Got a mostly black aesthetic with a bit of silver, some silver accents from the graphics card. It is now time for that special moment where we plug it in and fire it up. I'm fairly confident it should work since we did that outside of the box build where we updated the UEFI, but it's always best to give it another shot once everything is installed. We have a power button. There it is. Isn't that pretty? This is the second system I've put together in this case, and it is a good case. It's a solid case, although the H510 Elite is a bit more expensive. You can get the H510i or the H510 non-Elite for less money, so I'd recommend checking those out, unless of course you're about to drop 40 or 50 bucks on a set of fans, in which case those fans up front are actually pretty convenient to have pre-installed and pre-wired up. I guess the only other thing I wanted to mention is that I realized after the fact that I made such a great choice for the motherboard for this build because it does have a USB 3.1 Gen 2 front panel port, which is one of the nice features of this case. But the previous build I did in this with the MSI B450 Tomahawk, which is a bit more budget board, didn't have that plug, so I wasn't able to connect that. So all the front panel ports here should be functional, as well as of course rear I/O and all that good stuff. It's also sounding quite nice, even with the use of that stock heatsink fan. So I'm gonna pop on the side panel so we can get some closing shots of this completed system. And then I'm gonna pack this up so I can ship it out. And if I can time things right, the same day this video goes live, or within a day or two, this system should be arriving to Travis, aka Shellback Tech, and many thanks to you guys out there, all of you, if you're in the armed services, especially if you saw active combat duty, many thanks for your service, and a huge thank you to Travis as well for doing what you do and building systems for disabled veterans. Thank you guys so much for watching this video though. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed it. I'll post links to the relevant hardware that I used down in the video's description, as well as links to Travis's Shellback Tech Twitter, and any other links that I think would be useful will be down there as well. So don't forget to check out the description. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out, and we'll see you guys next time.